let's tweet this link out. Yay! Okay, somebody is here. Okay, so sorry that the stream is oh wow, 3 people are here already. Hi guys, I'm so sorry that the stream is starting late. We have family that is in from out of town and we went to dinner and it ended up going a little bit longer than we thought it was going to, and then we had to just quick grab some groceries. So timing just didn't work out, but I would still like to go for about an hour. So if you guys want to stay until 8:15, perfect. If you guys want to end at 8, that's okay too. Whatever works. And I'm just pulling up the stream on my computer too. Oh dear, I'm muting it because I don't need to hear my own voice because my voice is weird. Okay, so who is here? Like, let's do a roll call. And also let's talk about how is Nano going. Is it going well? Like, we've only got, what, 8 days left? James says, hi. Hi, James. I hope you're doing well. As far as how hi, Michael. My Nano is a little bit, I keep saying this, and it's so true. I'm still behind on my words. I still love my story. It's just, I feel like I've been just taking my time more, and last week at the end of the week, if you watch my vlog, you'll see the full story, but I just kind of fell out of writing, and then things have been really crazy with, we celebrate Thanksgiving, so we have a lot of family in town, and today was my sister's birthday, so we went over to her house and said hi to her, so it has been a really hectic end of the month, and I planned for the end of the month being hectic, and for some reason, just things with my word count haven't been quite adding up the way I was hoping it would, so I might have a couple of very busy days coming up, but I'm definitely hoping for the best. And we're just gonna go from there. And also, I have family staying with me at the house right now, so if you hear an extra bark, it's probably their dog. His name's Jax. He's a Sheltie, and they're known for being very boisterous dogs, like very loud. So if you hear a loud yapping, that's probably another dog, or Willie and him wrestling, because they just love playing. So how is everyone doing? How is your word count? And how are you feeling about Nano? And are you doing okay? And also, how's the holiday plans going? Are any of you celebrating Thanksgiving? And I'm just pulling up my word count. So I am at 29,244 words. And I definitely know that I'm behind what the word count goal for the day should be. I should be at 36,666 words. So definitely behind, but that's okay. We're gonna do some sprints today, and we're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna hope for the best. So let's see, James says, I fell out of Nano for a few days. I'm at 32,154. Okay, so you know how it feels, like that love-hate relationship maybe, or, you know, just kind of trying to pull yourself back in from a hiatus. It's tricky, and I have managed to write every single day. Well, I haven't wrote anything yet today, but obviously I'm gonna write for this right now, but I haven't wrote anything yet today, but I've written every single day of Nano because I never have gotten the achievement of writing all 30 days. I've always taken at least a couple days off from writing, and there was a time last Saturday I had every intention of writing a ton of words, and then I just ended up being exhausted and just no motivation, so I wrote 5 words, and I will fully admit I wrote those 5 words just so I would be one step closer to getting that achievement. So, yeah. And let's see what everybody else is saying. Blaine, oh, hi Blaine. Have you joined us before? Hi, not doing Nano this year. Mental health break after winning 4 years in a row. Oh my gosh, 4 years in a row? You have earned that mental health break. I totally agree. It was probably good to take a break from Nano, and that's perfectly fine if you feel like you need to take a break. My work in progress, though, is going fantastic for once. Good! Oh, I'm so glad. Let's see. James, Blaine, do you think Nano has been a hindrance in the past? That's a really good question. And I really feel like it depends on a person's writing style if NaNoWriMo fits with your process or not. Blaine agrees, yes. Oh, so it was a hindrance. Okay. Because I know some people, it just moves way too fast and you end up word vomiting on the page and just taking nothing productive away from it. So for some people, nano really just isn't the right thing to do. And I think it really just depends on the style of how you like to do a draft and how you write. Like, I personally write really fast regardless of what I'm writing, so kind of word vomiting on the page is going to happen whether or not I'm doing it in 30 days or 50 days or 1,000 days. Like, the first draft is always going to be a hot mess no matter what I do, where for some people that just makes more trouble for them, and that's perfectly fine. If that's not your style, nano's not for everyone. Like, that's why I'm such a big advocate for Camp NaNoWriMo, because you can customize the goals to only write, 10,000 words, or you can make it chapter goals, or I think page goals, or just even writing an hour every day. Like, that's what I did last year, was I just wanted to write every day for at least an hour. So I didn't put that pressure of, I gotta write 50,000 words, so now I'm gonna add words that are unnecessary just for the sake of getting my word count. If that's something you're doing, nano also might not be a good fit for you if you're just shoving words in for the sake of getting to that word count. Although, cheating happens every so often. Blaine says, by the gods, yes. It saps creativity from the whole year, for a whole year after? Oh my gosh, really, for a whole year? James, I'm glad you found what works for you. Yes, I agree. If nano isn't giving you what you need with your writing process, why force it? Like, yes, nano is a really fun concept and it's really great having the community and bring everyone together, but you have to acknowledge your strengths and you have to acknowledge what works best for you as a writer. So I'm glad that you were able to find that it wasn't a good fit for you, but that I hope that you were able to find something that works for your system, and I'm really glad that you were able to give yourself a break and that your current work in progress is going well. That's really important. And if any of you are just joining us, I think there's a few new people that just popped in. We are doing a chat about how NaNoWriMo is going so far this year, and we'll be doing sprints in a little bit, and I've got my lovely top hat of prompts if we need some inspiration, so it'll be grand old time. And actually, I'm going to get the timer ready. Okay, because I just Google a basic timer that I can put in. So how about at 30? So somebody yell at me when we hit 7:30 or 30 minutes after the hour, wherever you are. So 30 minutes after, we're gonna do our first sprint, and let's do 10 minutes. A quick 10 minutes just to get the fingers warmed up and get the brain flowing and all that good stuff. And I'm just drinking plain old water tonight, so sorry I don't have an interesting beverage like I've had in the previous weeks. But I just was in a really big water mood because we were at a restaurant and we got sushi, and the sushi was really salty. I had pop and that was really sugary, so now my body's just like, give me all the water, please, ever. So I'm just chugging water, so I might have to pee like 30 times during the stream, but that's okay. Let's see, James. I told myself to be happy if I hit 30,000 words. Now I am going for 5,000 word. I can't read today. I'm going for a 5,000 word goal. I'd be happy if I hit 35 for the month. Blaine, I still got 4 great story skeletons out of the ordeals. Horror adaptation of Wizard of Oz and fairy tales. Then an examination of a werewolf in his first month. Oh my gosh. Okay, first off, James, I think that's great that you made the goal what you needed it to be for yourself. Like, I like when people are honest about what is doable for their word count. So I think that is such an accomplishment. You should be so proud of yourself that you're going to even go above and beyond what you initially started or planned. And Blaine, those sound like really good stories, and it is nice when you at least have a skeleton to work off of. I've definitely used that analogy. Oh my god, my brain. I've used something like that before, that comparison of a story to a skeleton, because it's like the first time that you write a story, it's like all you get is those bones and they're very bare, but it's something to build off of so you can add more meat to it later. And I write horror, so your story just sounds really cool to me, like a horror adaptation of Wizard of Oz. Like, I am all about that. And that's what I love, is that everyone has such unique and creative stories, and I really love just how imaginative everyone is. So that sounds great. I hope that you are able to build off of those stories. And also an examination of a werewolf in his first month. That, sign me up for that, because one, I love werewolf stories. My last story last year dealt with werewolves. And two, I love the idea of exploring that beginning, like that genesis process, like how much they were enduring during that. That is awesome. Lizanne says, still super behind on my word count. Join the club. Hi. Behind on my word count too. I think like 20K at this point. I had a bad day that's got slightly better since then. Upside is I'm working on an encouragement vlog now. Good. Okay, because that is one thing I always really enjoy, is when the writing community like builds each other up and builds the encouragement. And that's something I always strive for. That's a lot of times why there's so many like encouraging topics that I do for Writer's Patch, like mental health related, or just kind of giving yourself more faith. Oh, there's a poodle. Sorry, we call dogs poogles in my house, so there's a pup swirling around me. But I really love the idea of the writing community coming together to support each other and build encouragement, because I feel like it's really easy for us to go negative if we want to, because I feel like writing is such a somber experience and everyone takes it very seriously, and people can be very just tough on themselves. And I know this for a fact because I'm my own worst critic, and I am just brutal to myself when it comes to my writing. So I like the idea of encouraging people and building a community where people can, you know, feel comfortable and not feel so scared of writing, because that really caused me a lot of problems. Was I became scared of writing because I was just feeling so negative about it when I was in my own head. So I think that is awesome, and I hope that you get that video done soon, because I totally want to watch it. And actually, if you want to link it to me on Facebook when you do upload it, I will totally watch that, because more encouragement the better. Like, I'm all about encouraging the encouragement. Sure, let's go with that. Blaine says, and Alice in Wonderland. Alice was my first one. Ooh, I love anything with Alice in Wonderland. And hi, if you're just joining us, we are just chatting about NaNoWriMo and chatting about our stories a little bit. And we only have a minute till I was going to start the next sprint, but there's more comments. Okay. And my time just changed over to 7:30. Guys, I need to get better about paying attention to the clock. So we're going to start our first sprint at 7:31, just so we're not panicking to get going. So get your Word document ready, or your notebook, or wherever you're writing. Get that ready to go. Jax, it's okay. There's a puppy whining. So get your stuff ready to go. I will revisit the rest of the comments after the first sprint. So at 7:31, we're going to start our first sprint, and we're going to reach to the top hat. And today's prompt, or this prompt for this stream, okay. Your main character finds money or gold or gems. Except I put gem instead of that. Is this backwards for you guys? Because it's backwards when I hold it up. So your character either finds money or gold or gemstones. So that's your prompt. You don't have to use it, but I highly encourage it. So we're gonna go for 7 minutes. We're gonna go for 10 minutes starting now. So get ready, set, and go. Oh, and while we're writing, let's do the bubbles. Oh, and somebody told me that apparently if I select the bubbles, or if I select the bubbles, I can move and manipulate them. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta start the sprint. So everybody get ready, get set, go. If you're just joining us, we're just doing a quick 10-minute sprint until 41, so feel free to hop in, and it's just we're trying to write as many words as we can from where we're at, so go if you haven't already started going. I'm really rambly today, guys. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet so you guys can concentrate. There's dogs wrestling, so I apologize. Okay, they went back upstairs. Keep writing. Sorry. One second, guys. My husband's playing a video game, so if you hear random farm sound effects, he's playing Stardew Valley. So I think you might have heard a rooster a couple seconds ago. All right, we got about a minute left, so just finish up your sentences. That is time. So let's first get my timer to be quiet. So how did you do? How many words did you get? I'm gonna total mine up. Looks like I wrote 349 words. So what did you guys get? And oh, did you use the prompt? Did your main character find money, gold, or a gemstone? My character observed a gemstone, like she's at like this masquerade ball and people are just covered in these lavish gemstone covered necklaces. So, hi Jaxie. Sorry, guest pup is under the table. Alright, so let's go back to the chat because I know there was some conversation that I missed. So see, so Blaine says, my horror version of Alice is my favorite creation. Makes me sorry about all the torture I thrust upon her. I think every author has to apologize slightly for that kind of stuff. Oh, and we're gonna just turn the bubbles off for a little bit. Like, we all do horrible things to our characters, so don't feel too guilty about it. James says, if you like that Genesis process, you should read Blood-Sucking Fiends by Christopher Moore. A humorous look at someone becoming a vampire and super funny. That sounds like such my jam. I would love to read that. Boho Book Addict says, I can read it. Oh, I'm guessing you're talking about the post-it note that I held up. Go Bubbles! Who doesn't love Bubbles? I agree. Who doesn't love Bubbles? Like, I'm like that fish from Finding Nemo. Like, my Bubbles, like, that is legit me when I'm around Bubbles. David. Oh, hi, David. Hi, sorry, we're driving to see family, and I can't write. I'll be here, though. What's up? What did I miss? Oh, I'm glad you could at least be here. Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to, you know, write in the car. Happy to you guys. Oh, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, and to anybody else who's celebrating, or just happy weekend, I guess, or I want to say happy holidays, but does that only apply to, like, I want to say the holidays times, but, like, you know, Christmas time and all of that? Like, just have a good rest of the week. How about that, in case you guys are international and don't celebrate Thanksgiving? James says, oh, 176. Blaine, 224. No, beginning of a chapter and had to get through a slight dream sequence. My PI had no chance to steal money from a jackass. Yet. Okay, so you're working towards it. Lizanne says, my stream glitched or something and I missed the last probably 15 minutes. Oh no! Yeah, if you ever have any troubles, like, refreshing the stream usually gets it out of whatever wonky funk it's in, so I'm sorry that you missed some. Honestly, you just... Jax, you're okay. Come here. Sorry, puppy is sad. Come here. Here. So, this is Willie's cousin. His name's Jax. He's extra fluffy, and he hates being picked up just as much as Willie, but... Yeah, if you're gonna be down here whining, I get to put you online. Okay, so let's see. Michael says 193 words. Awesome job. My main character was distracted by the way the hotel room lamp was scattered by the diamonds in her engagement ring. So like the reflection. I love that. Lizanne, also I had to restart my laptop after browsing closing suddenly, watching from my phone. Oh no! James says, aw, and David says, aw, I'll let his parents know. You guys think he's cute. He's a giant cotton ball. He's so fluffy, like, and he's so soft. Like, I just want him as a blanket. He's such a good snuggle buddy. He looks so happy. Kind of. I think he's confused why I'm down here talking to myself, so he's like, what are you doing? So, but I've noticed that's kind of the normal reaction dogs have, is like, why are you sitting in your room talking to yourself? This makes no sense, human. All right. And Blaine says, he is a super adorbs pupper. Yeah, right? He is. Oh, I just love all dogs, like, ever. So if you're just joining us, we just finished up our first sprint of the evening. It looks like we got some really good word counts, and we're adding to our story slowly but surely. I can talk. I can totally talk for a live stream. It's all good. So it has been a very busy day, and I'm sure it's been a busy week for everybody so far, but I'm very excited because I'm planning on getting up nice and early tomorrow. Even though it's Thanksgiving, I'm still going to do my writing in the morning because we don't have our family Thanksgiving celebration till noon, which means that I'm going to get up, have a cup of coffee, eat a muffin, and write at least what I need for the day. Like, at least, I think I need to write 2,000 words a day to stay on track. So I'm definitely going to write at least that tomorrow morning, and then hopefully good things will go on from there. And David says, they're probably shaking their heads at us, wondering how we became the dominant species. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all dogs are wondering that, but I also think they're probably like, haha, suckers, you have to go to work and I stay at home all day and sleep. At least that's what I'm pretty sure Willie's thinking all the time when I go to work, because he just, oh my god, that dog, he loves couches, he loves the bed, he loves anything soft, and he uses pillows for his head. Like, he's that dog, so... But, oh, I'm just glad that everybody's doing well. Like, everyone seems fairly positive, even though it's the third week of Nano. Like, a lot of times I feel like the vibe around this point in Nano is like, ugh. Like, everyone's just very defeated. But you guys all seem, like, despite being behind, like, you all seem pretty upbeat. And I really, like, appreciate that from you guys. And the other day, I definitely started a list of things I'm going to be doing in December, because I'm going to be taking a writing hiatus. Like, I'm only going to work on editing old projects, and I'm going to work on more of my social media stuff and my marketing stuff, and also some other fun things that I have in the works, and also doing more things for my Patreon page. Like, that's going to be my month of December. It's going to be much more dedicated to getting that all ready for, like, a plan of action ready to go for 2018, because there's a lot of goals that I have for myself, and I just want to keep improving and building my audience and building conversations with you guys and giving you guys more stuff and making sure I keep up on my weekly videos. And I think I'm gonna also do non-writing relating videos. So it's like my brain started buzzing of all the things I'm going to be doing after Nano, and I had to stop and remind myself, you're still doing Nano. Like, it's good to think about December and start thinking about the future, but you gotta still think about Nano. You gotta finish one goal before you can start making 50 more goals. So I don't know if you guys are struggling with that at all, like kind of looking into the future at all, but just one step at a time, right? Let's see. Blaine, no Thanksgiving for me tomorrow, all writing for me. Ooh, lucky duck. Although I just wrote my favorite line ever during that sprint. Good! Oh my gosh, if you want to share it, like, you don't have to, don't feel obligated, but if you want to share it in the chat, I would love to read it. Michael says, ask a cat what the dominant species on the planet, what is the dominant species on this planet? Yeah, let's be honest here. Cats got us wrapped around their little paws, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. David, if the worlds were flat, they probably would have pushed everything off. That is the most accurate thing I've ever heard about a cat. Yep, cats, yeah, they're mean. They're cute, but they're so mean. Blaine says, they led me through, oh, this is your line. Okay, so they led me through what may have been a meadow and across what I think was the sea. If our feet left marks, then we ran a masterpiece upon the ground. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't read it as well. I'm not so good at reading things out loud, as you're probably seeing, but that line is so striking. Like, oh, that's gorgeous. I just love the imagery that's building, like a masterpiece upon the ground. Oh, that part just like kind of gave me chills. Like, oh my God, that is fantastic. Like, okay, everybody applaud in the chat. David says that's really cool. I agree, David. That is super, super cool. Like, you should be really, really proud of that. Like, really proud of that line. I think that was beautiful. So good job. Oh my goodness. I love that. I love that we can have these opportunities to actually come together and be like, guys, I wrote this really cool line, or guys, I did this in my story, or guys, this is going terrible. Like, I love that writers can come together because of the online writing community. Like, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have this community. It just means so much to me. Let's see, Blaine. Well, when you're writing a dream sequence, you go all out. That's true. You do go all out for dream sequences. You gotta add the finesse to it. Like, you gotta give it some style. I totally agree. I don't know if I'm talking too much or I'm just still thirsty from dinner, but I cannot get enough water. Like, I really can't. So, I'm starting to think that we are nearing the time to do another sprint. I think I'm gonna go till 8:15, and if you can't stay with me the full time, because we started late, so if you need to get going, I totally understand, but I really would like to go till like 8:15 tonight, just to make up for the late start that we had. So I think we'll do another sprint at 7:55. And let's just do another 10-minute sprint. Let's go from 7:55 to 8:05, just to keep up kind of. I feel like that's a good pace. I feel like 10 minutes is a good chunk. So let's do that, and hopefully this time I'll actually pay attention to what time it is. James says, late dinner, so I'm going to have to split. Sorry, but hopefully I will see you all for Sunday's Writer's Patch chat. Yes, I hope to see you. Well, I'll see you because I host it. What am I thinking? I host it. Of course I'm going to see you. Yes, I hope to see you all there. And if you're not familiar, Writer's Patch is the chat that I host every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time on Twitter. So you just use the hashtag Writer's Patch, and you can follow my profile, and I post questions about writing. This week we are discussing. Why? I can't remember. I wrote the chat yesterday. How did I forget what my topic was already? Guys, my brain has been everywhere. Here, I've got my notes. Organizing ideas. Wow. Talk about being unorganized with my brain. So yeah, this Sunday we're going to be talking about organizing ideas and how to get that all together in some sort of functional way. Let's see. David says, okay, see you later. Oh, I was writing for NaNoWriMo with my mom, so I missed Writer's Patch last week. You were writing with your mom? I love that. That's a perfectly valid reason to miss. Like, if you're writing and that's why you miss Writer's Patch, I will never be mad. Like, if you miss Writer's Patch in general, I'll never be mad because I totally understand life happens. But the fact that you were writing, that's awesome. Like, that is absolutely fantastic. I think that is so great. So don't feel guilty about that. Let's see. David says, I could use the next one. We are at Panera. Oh, good. Oh, good. Panera. Get a pastry while you're there on my behalf. Oh, and are they still doing the butternut squash soup? That's my favorite. Okay. I'm getting distracted again. We've got a minute left, so all hands on deck. So I'm gonna pull out another prompt from the top hat. So, if you can include this in the story, awesome. No pressure if you can't. Oh, Blaine, you might find this interesting since you just wrote a dream sequence. Include a nightmare. So, in some way, shape, or form, if you can, add a nightmare. So we're gonna go from 7:55 to 8:05. I can do math. So I'm just gonna get the timer ready to go so that I can actually have us start on time instead of me changing it. Blaine says, well, I'm here until whenever. I have no plans and sleep is for the week, right? As long as I've got my murder mysteries, my caffeine, and you fine internet peeps keeping me going, then I am good. And David says, we ate one pastry and for every 1,000 words. I love that. That is fantastic. And Blaine, huzzah for accountabilities. Oh my gosh, I could say that word all day. Oh, okay, it's time. It's time to begin, so let's turn on the bubbles again. Cool. All right. Okay, so ready, set, go, 10 minutes. So if you're just joining us, we're gonna do a 10-minute sprint, and the prompt that is optional but totally encouraged is to include a nightmare in what you write. So go write and have fun and eat pastries if you have pastries present. we got about a minute left, so finish up. Alright guys, that is time, which is probably good for my sake because I was kind of hitting a wall, like just struggling to make descriptions. So let's total up our word count. So I just did 313 words. So I've got about 600 words under my belt, and I'll probably write a little bit more later tonight, probably before I go to bed. So I feel pretty good about that. So how did you guys do? And oh, did you find a way to incorporate a nightmare into your story in some way, shape, or form? Because I will be completely honest, I didn't. I was in the middle of this scene in this very elaborate ballroom, and everybody was wide awake, and I probably could have used the word nightmare in some sort of, you know, like it was like a nightmare, but everything is very dreamy right now and like the exact opposite of a nightmare, and if things were to go sour, it would be happening later in the chapter. Like this whole sequence just started, so couldn't find a way to make it work. But did you guys find a way to make it work? Let's take a look here. Let's see, David says, we go to Panera Bread every weekend since the first Saturday of November, and we'll probably make this regular after NaNoWriMo. Oh, I love that. So does your whole family write together? Because that would be like ultimate like family goals. Like that is fantastic. Or is it just their way of supporting you when you're doing Nano? Like that is wonderful. And also Panera Bread is so good, like so yummy. So I like that plan. Blaine did 249 words. Great job. I love it. Michael did 361. Kept going with the gem engagement ring from the previous one. Okay, good. So you were building on the previous prompt. I really like that. And Blaine says, and technically Jocelyn, my main character, is living her worst nightmare in this tale. The serial killer she failed to catch is on the loose and stalking her. Oh my god. Talk about drama. I love that. And that's also terrifying. like, ugh. David says, no, just my mom and I. We're writing our own books. I love that. That is so cool that you and your mom write together. Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, that is really cool. The family that writes together stays together, right? That's what they say. Oh, lovely. So we're probably nearing the end of the stream because, again, I do have family over, so I'll probably need to get going pretty soon here. Oh, there's a puppy again. Hi, Jaxie. Hi. Yeah, so before we go, like, do you guys have any questions or thoughts on Nano? Like, we only have eight, wow, I can count today. Oh, let me turn the bubbles off. We only have like 8 days left in Nano. So it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy to think that this whole experience is almost done. Like, do you guys feel like this was helpful for you, or did you learn something? Like, not even necessarily was it a good experience or a bad experience. Like, have you taken something away from Nano? Because I definitely have learned so much about prioritizing my writing, and I learned more about just my schedule in general, and also the kind of story I want to write, because I just felt disconnected from my other stories and I couldn't figure out why. And this story is making me realize what I need to make a story good for me, like what makes me want to write a story, like where my passion lies. So even though I'm behind on my word count, I still consider this a very extremely productive Nano. Plus, I mean, I was really hard on myself, like I don't think I'm making enough video content, and then I realized technically if you include the live streams, which do get posted on my channel after I finish up, like if you include those in each week, I'm making 3 videos on average every single week. And this week I ended up just using my vlog in place of my normal Monday video. I was posting nano vlogs on Sunday and regular writing related videos on Monday. I decided to use that in place for my Monday video this week just because everything did get really crazy. But aside from that, I mean, I've made more videos this month than I ever have before, and I'm finally on a regular schedule, and I feel so proud of myself for that. And it's so hard for me to be proud of myself, but like I'm making regular content, which is something that I really, really was striving for and just kept falling short of because I was being so hard on myself and just not allowing myself to make the videos I wanted because I felt like I don't have enough skill yet, or I'm not good enough at vlogging, so I don't want to waste this topic and not be good enough for it. Like, just all these mind games I was playing in my head. And Nano has taught me that I can do this. I can totally do this, and it's fine. There are people out there that want to watch my videos, and it's not about getting a billion views or anything. I make it because it's really fun for me, and it helps people. And whether or not it's helping 1 million people or it's helping 5 people, like, it's okay. And it's also good for me. Like, it's helping me, and it's helping my mental health. And it's awesome. And I'm sorry, I'm getting really jazzed. Let's look at the comments and see if I'm like just rambling the day away. David, how do you write a ton in a day? And get these streams are great. I like it because I can get something kickstarted. Yeah, that is the nice thing about it. It just kickstarts things. I'm not sure I understand how do you write a ton in a day. Did I say I wrote a ton in a day? Like, did I literally say a ton? Oh, hi, Jax. There's puppies wrestling. Like, I'm sorry, my brain is not completely connected, so I'm sorry if I'm like not getting it. Blaine says, I know the feeling about having difficulty feeling pride. I've written 3 chapters this month, which is an accomplishment for me. And this is my first stream, but I'm definitely interested in more. Oh, thank you. Subbed in everything. Oh, thank you. Oh my god, you have no idea how just absolutely jazzed I get when I get like the notification saying someone subscribed. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, no, you should be so proud of those 3 chapters because that's more than you started this month with. Like, and I'm sorry, the dogs are wrestling really hardcore, but let's just have a sappy moment here and just appreciate that you wrote 3 chapters. That's fantastic. That is so fantastic. And the fact that we're all coming together and writing is what we should be celebrating. More than the 50,000 words, more than reaching any goals. Like, obviously, yes, we need to make goals and we need to hold each other accountable and we need to do all of that, but we also just need to, like, be kind to ourselves. I try to emphasize that all the time, is that writers just need to be kind to themselves because a lot of times we're not very kind to ourselves. So I'm so glad that you can take pride in those chapters that you wrote, and I'm practicing every day taking pride. It's so hard for me because I've just always been the kind of person where I feel like I'm bragging if I celebrate an accomplishment, and then I automatically feel uncomfortable because I don't want people to think that I'm showing off. Like, that's just something that goes against my personality. Like, I'm a simple little Hufflepuff. Like, I just want everybody else to be happy, and sometimes I forget about my own happiness. So it's just all about taking time to appreciate all the things you've done and how far you've come in this journey. And I'm really proud of all of you guys. Like, I'm so proud of you guys. And okay, I'm sorry, I'm babbling so much. David says, your videos are great. I really like them. Be proud. I feel the same thing about sharing stuff on Twitter. Yeah, no, like, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying the videos and the streams and everything else. And yeah, it's hard sharing stuff on Twitter. Like, a lot of times I don't take part in like the hashtag games or like the One Line Wednesday and all of that just because I'm like, my lines aren't as good as everybody else's. I don't know. No, they're not ready yet. Like, maybe in like 5 years they'll be ready to see the light of day. And it's been hard for me to share my writing, but like, something that actually really helped me is I've started my Patreon account, and I share bits and pieces of my writing on my Patreon account, and that has like given me like a little like tester audience. Like, okay, here you go. Okay, I'm gonna go hide under a blanket now. Like, like, here's a taste. And I plan on adding even more of my writing, because like I said, in December I'm going to take more time to work on editing old projects, so I'm going to be putting even more of my writing out there, and hopefully my patrons all are okay with it. And if you don't know what Patreon is, that is a monthly pledge that you can make to content creators as a way to help support them and support the content that they're making. So if you're confused what I'm talking about, that's what it is. I have a Patreon page, and people make monthly donations to just help me out and help me be able to make more videos and have more time for writing and have more time to dedicate to you guys. And it's been such an amazing experience. Just like, I cannot believe how much my life has transformed in the last year. Like, I started Writer's Patch just kind of like on a whim. I remember I was at work and I just thought to myself, like, I really want to start a writing chat, but I don't know if I'm good enough for it, or if you need, I don't know, need a PhD or something to qualify to host a writing chat on Twitter. Like, what do I need to do? And I just put it out there, like, this is what I'm thinking about doing. Help. And some amazing people stepped up and not only helped me figure out like where I needed to start, but also directed me to other people that were doing writers chats who were willing enough to talk to me and teach me what I needed to do to get started. It's amazing, because this community just encourages each other, instead of these people being like, no, I don't want you to start a writing chat because then it'll be competition with my writing chat. Instead, they're like, you want to start a writing chat? That's awesome. Okay, here's what you do. So I just automatically felt warm and comforted and welcomed by the community right away. And Writer's Patch has been like one of the best things that's ever happened in my life. Like, it has given me such a sense of purpose, and I'm getting emotional and I'm not okay. Like, it made me love writing again in a way that I didn't think I could recapture. Like, I really, really loved writing when I was in, like, you know, from elementary school up until high school. I was in love with writing. And then I fell out of writing because of just overthinking, stress, anxiety problems, depression problems, just like a perfect storm of issues. And I really thought that I was done with writing because of that. And because of kindness from other writers, I have found a love for writing again in a whole different way. So if you're feeling like writing and you are feeling disconnected, just know that you can always find a new way to appreciate writing. And that's what I learned, and that's what Writer's Patch taught me, and that's what the online writing community taught me, and that's what I'm trying to teach other writers, is that there is more than one way to skin a cat, for lack of a less horrific metaphor, simile. I cannot, oh my god, my brain, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, that's my takeaway from this. And I think the comments, I'm ignoring them. So let's see, Blaine, I rarely share my stuff on Twitter, mainly because it's actually rare for me to find something I consider share-worthy. And I donate if I have the money. No, don't. Patreon is something that is completely optional. And the nice thing is you can do just like a 1-month donation if you really want to, and you could cancel it at any time. But I, at no way, shape, or form, expect anyone who supports my work to, you know, become a Patreon. That's just for people that feel like it's something they're comfortable with. So don't ever feel like I'm like, hey, I have a Patreon page. Like, of course I tweet out reminders about it because some people just don't know I have it. But the thing that you can do to support me is, you know, share my videos, give me a like, leave a comment. Like, those things help me out so much too. So don't feel like you ever have to, you know, be a patron for me to think you're special. You guys are all special to me because you all contribute in different ways to helping grow my content and help me be better with what I'm making for you guys. So just know that I appreciate all of you, regardless of anything to do with, you know, being able to pledge towards me or not. And let's see, Michael says, sharing our writing is revealing deep parts of who we are. And at times that can be terrifying. David says, exactly. Well, I'm glad you got back into writing. Thank you. I'm glad I did too. And I think Michael brings up a really good point, because sharing your writing is like kind of like going, okay, here's a vein, just cut it, do it right now. Especially like with my writing, I find it's deeply personal because I write horror, and almost everything that is the monster or the scary thing in my stories is a representation of something that I fear myself. Like, I have a fear of losing loved ones and people dying, and I've written a lot about that, and I've had, you know, I have issues with social interaction, I have issues with anxiety, and I've written about that, and I've casted monsters like that are a manifestation of my obsessive compulsive disorder that I have, and that's hard to share with people. Like, I pretty much up until about a year ago did not talk about that with anyone who wasn't family. Like, that was just a no subject, and I've had it since I was in 5th grade. So it's something I've been dealing with for a long time, and only now, I'm 27 and I'm only now feeling comfortable telling people, hey, I have things that I'm working through. I have mental health issues and it's okay. And I realized that I need to talk about these things because I need people to know that just because something is going on in your head doesn't mean that you're not normal. Like, we're all abnormal to begin with, but you're not the only person. Because like when I first started having mental health issues, I literally thought to myself, I am the only person dealing with this, and there is no way anyone else could be possibly dealing with this. So something is seriously wrong with me, so I need to make sure nobody knows that something is wrong with me. And that was completely wrong, by the way. But when you're young, it's hard not to think that you're the only one, and it's hard to understand that there's a whole world that could possibly be relating to the problems that you're having. So that's another reason why I really try to advocate for, if you need help mentally, don't be afraid to ask for help, and don't be afraid to talk about it. It's an uncomfortable subject. It is not an easy thing to discuss, but there is so much to take away from it. And that's why it has taken such a role in my writing, because I want people to see, yeah, there are terrifying things that I'm trying to not have be in my head, but that's okay. It doesn't make you a freak. It gives you potential to grow. And I am super rambling now, and I think I'm going over my own time limit that I gave myself. But let's just take a look at the comments, and then I'll probably let you guys go for the night. Blaine says, my biggest fears I have yet to tackle, but plan to in my writing. Traffic. I got hit by a car. Oh my gosh. So crossing the street is horrible. Oh my god. I'm assuming you're okay. Like, that would be traumatizing, to say the very least. Like, I've been in minor car accidents, and even that made it hard for me to get into a car. Like, so I really admire you for, you know, overcoming these obstacles, because that's scary, especially like if you're caught up in like rush hour traffic or something. I'm sure just being surrounded by cars in general is just, it's triggering, it's scary. So I applaud you for, you know, wanting to tackle that subject and revisit something that's probably going to be really hard for you. And I'm going to say this word wrong. Chlorophobia, strangely not affected by horror clowns. I don't know what is chlorophobia the fear of clowns? I'm really bad at remembering these things, but if you're afraid of clowns, don't worry, I am too. And a night terror. Oh yeah, I have. I've known people that deal with night terrors, and that's really a terrifying experience too. So that's really, really cool that you want to tackle that in your writing. And yep, chlorophobia is fear of clowns. Ooh, yeah, clowns. Nope, just not a fan of clowns at all. Ew. Okay, so if we have any final thoughts, please share them. Like I've said before, these comments go away from the chat when I repost the video. So if you have any questions or comments or anything you want to talk to me about, usually the best way to get a hold of me is to just tweet me. My Twitter is @patchworknerd, and that, like, I usually have a link in most of my videos, and I'll update the information, the chat information, you know, in a little bit too, so you can find that. So if you have anything that you need, you can either tweet me @patchworknerd, or you can email me at patchworknerd@gmail.com. Otherwise, next week will be our last stream, and I know I had said that we were probably going to do a Thursday stream, but I ended up, I have a work event on Thursday, which is the last day of Nano, and I'm just waiting to kind of hear back from my boss about if they need me for like a certain amount of time, because if I can, I would just have to do the stream a little bit later on Thursday. But if it's going to be a really like late night for me, then I'll probably either do the stream during the day or just not do the stream on Thursday and just do the Wednesday stream. But I'll make an announcement about that and let you guys know and clarify that on Twitter, so just keep an eye out for that. But for sure we'll be doing at least one more stream next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, so mark your calendars and make sure you don't forget about that. And oh, just a few more comments. So Blaine says, my night terror involves me watching my doppelganger kill everyone I love, then me. Oh gosh. Oh, that sounds like a build up for a story. So at least you got a lot to work off of, a lot of specifics. But yeah, I'm so sorry. That's scary that you have to experience that. Let's see. David says, I'm planning a TV script, still working it out. So, what? See. There we go. Oh, okay. And oh, that's horrible. Yeah. So sorry guys. I didn't mean to kind of like put us kind of on a down note for the end of the chat, but let me just leave you guys with this. Like I said it before and I'll say it again. I am so proud of all of you. Like there is so much that we have to learn from talking with other writers and building this community. So when I say my little catchphrase of keep writing, keep laughing, and keep encouraging each other, I say that for a reason, because of course you got a right to be a writer. Like how else are you going to be a writer? Keep laughing because I take everything way too seriously, so I want to encourage people to just relax and not take things so seriously. And finally, keep encouraging each other because I feel like writers are at their best when they have other people supporting them. And sometimes we can't get that support in our day-to-day lives. So the fact that this online writing community exists and is this support network for so many people is absolutely amazing and is something to celebrate. So you guys are all something to celebrate. And I'm so proud of all of you, and we are going to do great things, and it is going to be awesome. So I am going to call it a night for tonight. Sorry I was a little rambly, but I'm feeling all touchy-feely and all sweet and happy and bubbly. So, and I ran out of water, so that means I really need to call this a night because my voice is gonna just give out from talking nonstop. So I want to thank you all for joining me again tonight, and I definitely encourage you to keep writing for the evening if you're able to. Otherwise, I will see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time for our possibly last chat / live stream for NaNoWriMo 2017, and I will let you know if we are doing one on the last night or not. Again, I'll announce it on Twitter. Otherwise, join me this Sunday for Writer's Patch at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And David says, good night, Alex. Great stream again. Thanks, David. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you. And I hope you guys have a great night. And if you're celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow, have fun and be safe and eat lots of turkey, or in my case, eat your weight in stuffing, because that's my favorite part of Thanksgiving. And pie. Like, pie is my jam. So yeah, take care. And otherwise, if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, just have a great rest of your week and just try to give yourself some good old relaxing writing time. And as always, I've said it before and I'll say it again, keep writing, keep laughing, and most importantly, keep encouraging each other. I will see you next time. Toodles!